At nearly 2.5 million square kilometers, Algeria stands as the largest nation in Africa, dominated by the sheer scale of the Sahara. Unlike its neighbors, this country operates as a closed loop. Its government explicitly prioritizes internal stability over the development of a casual tourism industry. This map shows how geography defines the state. Over 80% is covered by the Sahara, concentrating population along the Mediterranean rim. To evaluate this reality, we use 3 metrics. Access friction is high, economic cost is low, and exclusivity is extremely high. These extremes force a very specific trade-off. You are choosing between the convenience of typical travel and a raw, high-friction experience that most outsiders never see. The appeal is evident in the capital, Algiers. Its coastline features white, multi-story architecture and wrought iron balconies, reflecting a unique North African history. Deeper inside, historical sites remain untouched. This is Timgad, a massive, well-preserved Roman outpost serving as a silent, crowd-free alternative to Europe. But reaching these sites comes with a heavy bureaucratic toll. Every mile of movement often requires state approval and meticulous logistical planning. We're applying an objective return on investment analysis to determine if the effort of entry matches the experiential value. Breathtaking photography often masks the logistical reality. The real test is whether your administrative endurance is high enough to reach these extreme coordinates. The first hurdle is the border. Algeria does not offer a simple tourist application. Instead, the state requires a formal, verified invitation as a prerequisite for entry. This chart explains the Algeria exchange. Because the passport is ranked 90th globally for access, most travelers face intense friction before they even book a flight. The input requires months of paperwork and formal invitations. The outcome is the ability to stand in world-class historical sites with zero tourist crowds. You gain profound exclusivity, but you must forfeit all spontaneity. There is no such thing as a last-minute trip to Algeria. The bureaucracy functions as a shield. The visa process filters for visitors who are patient, prepared, and willing to follow strict protocols. If you pass the filter, the financial upside is significant. Daily meals in historic districts like the Kasbah cost between 5 and 9 euros. Monthly rent for a central apartment in Algiers averages between 250 and 400 euros, offering massive purchasing power for anyone with external income. However, this requires navigating a complex dual currency system. Foreigners must manage the gap between official rates and the black market, carrying a constant scam risk. On our matrix, the financial input is navigating a cash-heavy dual-rate economy. The outcome is the highest purchasing power on the continent. You stretch your capital further than anywhere else, but lose the convenience of global credit cards. Accessing this value is not passive. It requires exhausting daily management of your physical cash. Exploring the deep Sahara adds another layer of restriction. Solo travel in the southern desert regions is strictly prohibited by law. Foreigners moving through the desert must be accompanied by a mandatory military or police escort, traveling in organized convoys. In the movement row, the input is accepting constant state oversight. The outcome is guaranteed physical safety in an extreme, often unpredictable environment. The trade-off is absolute. You get to see the Sahara, but you surrender all independence and the ability to explore off the grid. This is the Algerian safety paradox. The state ensures your protection by removing your autonomy. For those looking to work here, the economy is built on massive, nationalized industrial sectors. The primary draw for specialized foreign talent is the oil and gas industry, a sector that dominates the nation's exports and infrastructure. But local wages are low. The median monthly salary ranges between 300 and 450 euros, creating a hard ceiling. This completes the matrix. The input is a conservative industrial work culture. The outcome is stability and low local costs, but the trade-off is a limited ability to accumulate international wealth. Professional relocation here is a play for cultural depth and industry experience, not a path to high-margin savings. To decide if this is for you, we map your personality on a 2x2 quadrant chart. If you have high tolerance for friction and desire deep authenticity, you are the intrepid optimizer. For you, Algeria is an unmatched paradise. But if you rely on spontaneity and digital infrastructure, you are the spontaneous backpacker. Here, you will face constant frustration. Algeria is not inherently good or bad. Its value depends entirely on your resilience and your respect for local constraints. Algeria remains a hidden fortress by design. It deeply rewards only those willing to stand before its heavy gates. Would you trade your autonomy for the silence of the Sahara? Tell us below. Next, we pivot from African bureaucracy to European wealth preservation. Our next stop is Andorra, the mountain tax haven.